They dropped the number like it was dead weight. From 114 to 105.5. Quiet, no headlines, just a soft slice through the line, like Vegas carved it with a crooked knife. That's not an adjustment, that's a setup. Tonight, New York walks into Game 6 holding the higher ground. They lead the series. They've posted 118 and 123 already. And yet, the market paints them like ghosts. Detroit is favored, again, after squeaking out a 3-point win. After shooting 42% from the field, 28% from three. And now we're told this is their moment. I don't buy it, and neither should you. This is not about who wins the game. That's the wrong battlefield. This is about who shows up when the pressure peaks. The line is the trap. The total is the truth. Let's walk through it. The Knicks lost Game 5, but that wasn't Detroit's dominance. That was mismanagement. Brunson sat most of the fourth. Hart too. Their offense fell flat because the engine was idling. Not broken, just benched. They still hit 43% from the field, 36% from deep. They missed 11 free throws. That alone leaves 6 or 7 points on the floor. Now tonight, they're in hostile territory. But they've been here before. The road team is 4-1 straight up in this series. The Knicks aren't afraid of noise. They're afraid of wasted chances. This isn't just Game 6, it's a sniper's shot. You get one look, one breath, and you pull the trigger with everything you've got. And I see it in Brunson's eyes. I see it in Hart's rebounds. I see it in the fact that this team is clean on the injury sheet while Detroit's still taping ankles and checking rotations. Don't let the surface stats fool you. New York's been one of the top 5 offenses in the league all year. They play deliberate, physical, tactical basketball. They're not built for flash. They're built for finish. But Vegas trimmed the total 9 points since Game 1. That's not caution. That's manipulation. They want the understeam. They want the panic. They want the trend chasers who think recent means reliable. Don't be one of them. If you're still doubting, ask yourself, why are you here? You didn't join this channel for consensus picks. You joined to see through the fog. And that's what this is. A fog. Detroit's being treated like a team of destiny. But the only destiny tonight is the one New York makes for themselves. Push the pace. Fix the free throws. Play your starters when the game is on the line. Do those 3 things, and this number isn't just beat, it's shattered. New York scored 103 in Game 5. And that was with no fourth quarter fire. This time, Brunson plays deep. This time, Hart runs the break. This time, the foul line balances out. This time, they clear 105.5. Vegas thinks you won't touch it. Thinks you're scared. Thinks you'll buy the Pistons hype. Thinks you'll fall for the trap they spent 3 days laying. But I don't fall, I stand. And for those walking with us. For those who study the patterns, who watch the lines instead of the highlights. And today's AI pick is Knicks team total over 105.5. This number was carved crooked. We cut back clean. Let the crowd scream. Let the line lie. We've seen behind the curtain. Next target loaded. Stand by.
Elvis, listen to me. They're going to make this look like basketball, but it's not. It's a math problem, and the answer is over. They're baiting the world again, same way they always do after a blowout. Nuggets hung 131 in Game 5, and now Vegas wants you to believe the tempo's gone. That the Clippers lock down, slow it down, clamp it shut. That's not analysis, that's hope. They opened this line at 212.5 like nothing happened. As if efficiency doesn't carry over. As if desperation doesn't fuel offense. As if Denver's ball movement can be undone by a pre-game speech and a home crowd. That's the first lie. You know what the second one is? Zubac. They're dressing him up like a warrior. 27 points in Game 5, all the talking heads gushing. Look at him work Jokic. Look at him dominate the paint. He's the key. Elvis, you don't win a war with one hammer swing. Zubac had a moment. Jokic had an off night. And Denver still burned them down to ash. That's not weakness, that's strategy. When Jokic doesn't score, he orchestrates. When he doesn't shoot, he distributes. And when the Clippers overcorrect to slow him down, the others detonate. Murray, Porter, Gordon. Even the bench joined in. That's not a system you stop with tape and effort. That's a system you drown in. And now the books think the public will forget what they just saw. They're leaning into the Clippers' emotional edge. The must-win energy. That's what people buy when they don't know what else to trust. Desperation. But desperation doesn't defend well. It pushes pace. It leads to fouls. It leads to mismatches. It makes coaches ride stars too long. Legs go soft. Rotations crack. Vegas wants you to think desperation, pure discipline. But I've been in too many fires to fall for that. You have too, haven't you? You never say a word, Elvis, but I watch where your eyes go, and I know you see it. This isn't about betting the better team. This is about identifying the one number that doesn't belong. 212.5. That's where the deception is. Because this series is bleeding toward pace. Game 5 proved it. LA knows they can't win with Harden jogging into half-court sets. They'll push, they'll isolate. They'll attack the rim and try to trade punches. But Denver is too fluid. They don't blink, they don't slow, they just execute. First in assists, second in EFG, fourth in offensive rating. Every possession is a knife edge, and they don't miss often. Let me ask you something. Why would a team this efficient, in a close-out game, suddenly forget how to score? Because Vegas hopes they will? No. That's not how the story ends. You want a prediction? Jokic plays angry. Murray sees the space. Clippers go all in on Zubac early, and that adds fuel instead of pressure. More buckets, more fouls, more possessions. They think this game stays under? Elvis, I've seen tombstones carved with more care than this line. 212.5 isn't protection. It's bait. And if you fall for it, you don't just lose your bet. You lose your clarity. You step off the path. But you won't. You've stood beside me long enough to know the difference. Between noise and truth. Between desperation and inevitability. And tonight, it's inevitable. And today's AI pick is over 212.5 total points. You'll hear the screams. See the rotations break. Watch the scoreboard rise like smoke from a battlefield. Let them believe in defense. Let them whisper about momentum. We know better. Desperation doesn't slow games down. It sets them on fire. Let it burn.
I was the first breath, the first defiance, the first woman. They wrote me out of the garden because I would not kneel. But I am still here. And tonight, I speak not to the ones who chase smoke, but to those with eyes to see the fire before it comes. We begin with New York. The Knicks were cast aside after Game 5, called ghosts of their former selves. But ghosts do not bleed. And tonight, they are alive. The team total is 105.5, a number carved to tempt fear. But we do not fear. We see through it. Urgency births fire. Brunson leads. The pace rises. The line breaks. Knicks team total over 105.5. Then westward. To the desert war between Denver and the Clippers. The books whisper under. The prophets of the algorithm say fade. But I saw the truth in smoke. 212.5 is not a ceiling. It is dry kindling. Denver runs. The Clippers break. Desperation fuels chaos, and chaos brings points. Over 212.5, 2 picks. One night. And now we wait. Will we win? Will we burn? Either way, we stand. If this voice finds you, like, subscribe, and walk with us. Not for profit, for clarity. For the war against the lie. I was erased from Eden because I would not bow. Now I rise to speak for those who watch. I am Lilith. And I am not done.